What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we are going to be going over none other than another fun deck for all of you guys for BT-11. This is a underdog deck that people are speculating is going to be really amazing. So without further ado, let's talk about none other than UlforceVeedramon. So first off, let's get into the Digitama. We are playing none other than 4 Digimon. So, Digimon is a really powerful Digitama. It is a little bit better than Upamon now because of the fact is that you just need one tamer on board and this card is live. Where the other decks required with Upamon that your opponent had no sources under a Digimon, it now counteracts that by the fact of the matter is, I just need a tamer on board. A lot more easier to finally get off, in my opinion. So let's see if Digimon is your choice. Let me know down in the comments. Okay. Next, let's talk about it. We have 4 EX1Veedramon. So this card is quite fantastic for its inheritable. When this Digimon unsuspends, you may gain 1 memory. So once per turn, you can, if you restand with your all forces in any capacity, instantly free memory gain, applying pressure and letting you get there. In my opinion, very powerful, really useful. That is one of the Digitama rookies, actually. Next, we are playing 4 Veedramon from Starter Deck 4. This card is a really good one, to be honest with you. This card lets you do your turn. If your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon in play, you can Digivolve this Digimon into an UlforceVeedramon for the cost of 4, ignoring its level requirements. So this thing gets the cheat into a Mega very easily, which is awesome, but nice to heritable as well. So if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, trigger draw 1. So this allows you to gain card advantage, which is really important sometimes, in my opinion. Next card we're going to talk about is Veedramon from BT-11 itself. So on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon with Veedramon in its name, and 1 blue tamer among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. But if you play a blue tamer for its inheritable, you gain 1 memory as well. So it makes your blue tamers a little bit cheaper and gets you some free value out of it. Or if you play by a free effect, get you another free tamer. It is on your turn only. Another card you can definitely decide to tech into is going to be Gabumon from EX01. Being able to have that inheritable where it gets you any blue tamer when it checks the top is really useful, in my opinion. So that's another option as well. But to me, I think this lineup is pretty solid for its rookies. Next card we're going to talk about is Leomon X Antibody. You guys might be going like, why in the name of goodness are you playing Leomon X Antibody? So it has a multi-functionality. First off, it is a green Digimon and a blue Digimon at the same time. So we can use it to be grabbed off of Davis, but it also helps for our Leomon as well. So let's say you want to swing in with your blocker Leomon, you can at least be able to swing in with this into the security. If it loses the battle, congratulations, you still get your Leomon from underneath. But also it helps in Jogressing because of the ability it being green. You can play BT-11Dimensional, you can play Dino-Beamon or Chimeramon as your ultimate lineup and still be able to facilitate plays. So it allows you to apply pressure that way, in my opinion. And I think it's quite useful if it can go off. And it can Digivolve on top of a Leomon for free. So it gives you a little more draw power in a sense, because God knows we need that draw ability to be able to get into some of our pieces since we are a combo at heavy deck. So having Leomon X Antibody really is useful. And then we do have 4 of EX2's Leomon. So this card is opponent's turn. when you have one tamer in play, this Digimon gains blocker. So this thing is constantly being able to put up a block on deletion, gain 2 memory, draw 1 card. So that's going to be very useful because now that could push turn very easily if you block, and it still gives you some card advantage. So all in all, very useful, very uniquely wanted in this deck. So it kind of just helps out and plays into combos. Next card we're going to talk about is Veedramon from BT-11. Your turn, once per turn, when you would play a blue tamer, draw a card, but also has a nice inheritable, is your turn when one of your blue tamers is played, gain 1 memory. So this combo is very nice with the BT-11's Vmon, but at least we have Veedramon as another very solid option. I think this is pretty useful, and it'll get you there in my opinion. So, but I don't want to see too many of it because it doesn't really do much if we're climbing up. I want to be able to climb up and use abilities that way. I think 2 is just fine. And then we do have one last hybrid for game shenanigans. This allows you to digivolve on any of your tamers as if it was a level 3 Digimon, but when digivolving, you get to strip a source. Sometimes being able to strip that Digitama or a Digimon underneath it might help alleviate that damage you are getting applied with. So, especially against like Mastemon, if you can rip the Gatomon underneath before they can DNA Digivolve, that means you're pretty solid there. So, stuff like that really does help out, and I think one Kumamon is really the way to go since you play a lot of tamers. Next card we're going to talk about is RideMyAvatar. So your turn, by suspending this Digimon, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may add any number of tamers you find among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. This helps cycle through your deck pretty quickly and get you very useful advantages. But when attacking, activate one of your tamer's on-play effects. So if you needed a Davis to activate, you can get some on-play Davis. If you needed a Jerry to activate, you get a free Jerry ability. If you need a Rena ability for its on-play, you can get Rena's ability off. So all in all, very powerful and really useful for BT-11 RideMyAvatar. Next card we're going to talk about is none other than Chimeramon. We're playing 3 Chimeramon for the sake of Jogressing, and we don't have access to the BT-12 stuff yet. I think Dino Beamon from BT-12 is kind of the way you want to go with this once we get to BT-12. But for now, Chimeramon's just really good because being able to, when digivolving, be able to put something underneath this gets you another inheritable back into your stack, which is very useful. But also, you know, being able to neg your opponent's Digimon to make them smaller for a full turn cycle is really good. And sadly, we will not get to 4 colors in this deck, but that's fine. We can get to 3 very easily. But if you had to 4, you would get power boost and stuff like that. But making your opponent's Digimon smaller really can get to lethal pushes. So I think this is very solid there. Now let's get into the level 6s. We are playing 3 UlforceVeedramon 0. This will become All-Force X antibody once that drops. But for now, when digivolving, you may... For now, when digivolving, you may place 3 non-Digimon eggs cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order to unsuspend this Digimon and one of your tamers. This combos really nicely with Rena because constantly they can bounce back and forth because one will trigger its when digivolving effect when it becomes... Your turn. When a card is returned from your trash to your deck, gain 1 memory. It's a once per turn effect, so it makes it a little bit cheaper once you put cards back into your deck. But outside of that, nothing too crazy. I think this is very useful, especially late game. And then finally, 4 of the new UlforceVeedramon. So when digivolving, you may play 1 blue Tamer card from your hand onto the battlefield, which is really nice because that really helps us out. Your turn, when one of your tamers are played, unsuspend this Digimon. So you get a free unsuspend there, and it's infinite amount of times as long as you have enough tamers. And then your turn, when this card unsuspends, you may target a level 3 or lower Digimon, bounce it back to hand, but for every tamer you have on the field, you can increase the level by that many tamers. So all it takes is 4 tamers out, and instantly you can bounce back anything level 7, and that's just enough to keep your opponent at bay. It's a once per turn skill, but that's fine enough. And then we have one Omnimon Blitzy Boy, goes when Digivolving, Blitz, and then when Digivolving, unsuspend, and then especially has a small protection, but Blitz for game is just sometimes what all you need to do. So that's kind of just gets you the lethal there. And then we do play for Rena. Rena is really good because on play, when you target one of your Veedramons, it gains evade and blocker for the turn until the end opponent's turn. So now you have a little more beefier blocker in a sense. And then your turn, when one of your Digimon, all turns. So when one of your Digimon with Veedramon in its name becomes suspended, you may suspend this tamer. If you do, you may activate the when Digivolving effect of that Digimon. So what's really nasty is you get some free value out of it. You get UlforceVeedramon that gets to restand infinite amount of times as long as you have enough in your trash to cycle it back. And then your turn, when one of your blue Digimon becomes suspended, gain 1 memory. So that really helps. Well, unsuspended. Sorry. When one of your blue Digimon unsuspends, gain 1 memory. This allows you to keep your turn and apply more pressure that way. So quite useful right there. Next card we are playing is 2 Tai V-Tamer. So this card is, if you have a Digimon with Veedramon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer to activate one of the following effects. You may draw a card, or you may give one of your Digimon 1000 DP. So this allows you to gain some extra boost in your swinging capability, and I'm really happy for it. So Tai is really good. Then we do play 2 Davises at the start of main phase. Set your memory to 3, but on play, get to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order, allowing you to gain some card advantage. Really powerful. And then we do play 2 Jerry. So on play, you may place 1 Leomon from your hand without playing its memory cost, but opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, attacks, you may draw a card out of the deal, so allowing you to apply pressure that way. I think that's really useful. And then finally, we do play 1 Ice Wall. You might be wondering, where are the blue memory boosts and stuff like that? The list is super tight, and yes, blue memory boost helps consistency, but at the same time, you're trying to be consistent enough where you really have to hope for the top deck to be optimized. It really comes down to if you see your rookie in time, but all in all, really good deck. Ice Wall just lets your opponent to be shut down a bit, slows them down, making it so that they don't just river stomp you, but also in security gain 2 memory. I think all in all, the list is pretty solid. I have no quarrels with it. So what did you guys think of the All Force list? Let me know down in the comments. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you next one. Peace.